I am in Germany, so am I allowed to show you this? Well, I certainly hope so, because I just did. But I feel that I'm on safe ground here because I'm showing it to you in an educational context. But it's still a question that occasionally crops up in the comments on some of my videos. Surely the swastika is banned in Germany. And yes, there is a general ban on the use of the symbols of unconstitutional organizations, and the National Socialist German Workers' Party is an unconstitutional organization. So, let's talk about the swastika and what I can and cannot do with it. But first, an important message.
I am not a lawyer.
Now, obviously, the issue with this symbol is that it represents the Nazis, but it wasn't always like that. In fact, it's a very ancient symbol that is found in cultures all over the world. This, for example, is Native American. Now, most people probably know that it's very important for Hindus and Buddhists, but its reach is far greater than that. It's easy to see why. It's a simple geometric shape with rotational symmetry. The oldest swastikas ever found are about 12,000 years old. In this part of the world, Germanic tribes seem to have been using it in the 1st century. It just so happens that at the time the Nazi Party was forming, the swastika was at the height of fashion in Europe and in America. Among the organizations that incorporated this symbol into their logos were, embarrassingly, both the Finnish and Latvian Air Forces and the 45th Infantry Division of the US Army. Now, it is a myth that the Nazi swastika is right-facing while the Buddhist and Hindu swastikas face left. In fact, both religions use both orientations, although the left-facing swastika is sometimes called Sauwastika. The Nazi version is generally right-facing and rotated 45 degrees, although even that is not unique. And while we're on the subject, remind me to have a word with whoever designed these overly dramatic graphics. Oh, wait, no, that was me. As a side note, the word swastika comes from Sanskrit and means lucky charm. In German, the Nazi swastika is usually called Hakenkreuz, which means hooked cross. The NSDAP adopted this as their logo in 1920, and since they then went on to set up one of the most brutal dictatorships of the 20th century, we now cannot see a swastika without thinking of concentration camps and the Second World War. So now we come to the law, specifically sections 86 and 86A of the German Penal Code. Section 86 makes it a crime to disseminate the propaganda of any unconstitutional or terrorist organization. Section 86 adds to that a ban on the use of the symbols of those same organizations. This covers a lot of organizations, including, for example, the Viking Youth, the Communist Party of Germany, ISIS, and the recently banned Hammerskins, and of course, the Nazi Party itself. And all their symbols, including the swastika, are likewise banned. Well, not entirely, otherwise I would now be in very serious trouble. Hindus and Buddhists obviously want to be able to use their religious symbols, and I want to be able to teach you something about the swastika, which would be very difficult if I wasn't allowed to show it to you. I mean, look, here's another banned symbol. It's not very helpful, is it? In short, the law provides for certain exceptions: education, countering unconstitutional trends, art, science, research, reporting on contemporary and historical events. So I think I'm pretty safe in showing you the swastika, just so long as I am not either glorifying or trivializing the Nazi regime. Let me give you a particularly startling example. This photograph was taken at one of the filming locations for the movie Valkyrie. That building once genuinely housed the Air Ministry. It's now still used by the government, but it's the Finance Ministry. It's right in the middle of Berlin, just a stone's throw away from Potsdamer Platz. And those banners were not CGI'd in afterwards, they were there for real. Imagine that. They put up Nazi banners on a government building and had actors dressed in Nazi uniforms. But it was for a serious movie, so a work of art, that depicted real-life historical events in their proper context. Of course, while the law appears to be very clear the way that it's written, it's actually all in the interpretation, and that can sometimes be a thorny issue. For example, in 2005, a small company was found guilty of selling badges depicting a swastika with a red line through it. The fact that it was clearly an anti-fascist symbol was, for the court, much less important than the fact that it was clearly a Nazi swastika. The company appealed, and the case went all the way to the Federal Court of Justice, which finally ruled that, of course, the design indicated a rejection of Nazi ideology. Anyone could see that. And so, thankfully, the conviction was overturned. Now, I feel safe using the swastika in my videos because I do so in order to inform and educate. So I really hope that right now you are feeling informed and educated. So I designed these very overdramatic... As a side note, the word swastika comes from Sanskrit, not Swahili. As a side note, the word swastika comes from Swahili. Why do I keep saying Swahili?